Welcome back, welcome. Today we are working on just a little tutorial here. I wanted to show you how to look at trains and vehicles. So here we are in 1950, and if we look at the trains, we have three trains. What about them, alright? We have the Ginzu, which is all these stats. The train Subaru, which has all these stats, and the Kirby Paul, which has all these stats. How do we tell which one is the best? Well, you can sort by up here. It'll sort, up and down. So if you want the most power, this is the most power, it's the least, right? Or you can just look at the stat. This has the most power, tractive effort, top speed, and then the other things like reliability if your breakdown's on. So how do you know what train's better? If we go into the future, if we go to 2050, we'll be able to see all the trains, and you'll be able to see all their stats, because we have it, the setting on to keep that. So, if it's the most reliable train, who knows, right? It's the random one. But you could see the tractive effort, the power, and all that of every vehicle. It sorts all here, same thing with all these cars. So you see, the maglev trains are more powerful, a lot of it. They don't actually have any tractive effort. It's a hidden stat because they levitate. But, some of these are, might not make sense. SH-125 is faster than the SH-40, but it's less powerful. So if you have a longer train, you might want to use it. Where like these guys, they aren't really that good unless it's like a passenger train. Like tractive effort, same thing with these. It's hidden, but if you sort by it, they're kind of in the middle here. So I'm sure they have a stat for that. You can see here these guys, these double electric trains have about as much as you get in terms of tractive effort with 520 to 550. So maybe you don't want to switch right away to monorail if you aren't financially stable. If maybe you're going up a mountain or something. So it's just a quick guide to show you all the stats of trains. If we want to go over to road vehicles here, it's the same. Although here it's a lot easier to tell. It's just you can tell you have the basics, kind of like that's intermediate, and then like the advanced of every vehicle. And buses have one more. They have like two intermediate ones, and you can just tell by like their design. Like if you sort by speed, it's all these, and then all these, and then all of those. That's pretty basic. Boats, there's only like 8 boats, so you have like a basic, and you can just tell by the capacity. The hovercraft is like a fast passenger, and then these two, and then these two. It's pretty simple. Planes, there's a whole bunch. And you have like the advanced, like futuristic planes, and then just like the actual normal planes. You have two options with some. You have some helicopters. You have the very high capacity ones, 340 passengers, so if it's not a huge distance, these a lot of times will make you a ton of money, or you can go for these guys down here that have lower capacity, but they're faster, similar to the hyperdrive, although I have to use that. So if you sort by speed, it's all these up there, and then 952 down the board. It's all these ones, except for the very early planes and the helicopters, which are pretty terrible at 475. You shouldn't use. And that's basically it. I mean, other than that, it's just personal preference, Would you rather switch to electric earlier and get the benefits, but, it's not faster, the SH30 than the Floss 47, but you have, an extra 1,000 horsepower, less tractive effort, actually. So, I guess there's a lot of these ones that are questionable, but now you know how to look at the stats and what do they mean. Tractive effort, pulling power. Power is just like straight power, but tractive effort's like, I'd say like acceleration compared to actually like power. They kind of go hand in hand. Speed, running costs as well, so they're just all these things to look at. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, so have a good day.